Hello, Fiona Whitten from Oakville Crafts here, and welcome to another Stamping and Creating. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Fiona Whitten, and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator based in Wokingham in Berkshire. I was hoping this week to actually get my pre-order from the new online exclusives that won't be available till the 7th of November. And lo and behold, they arrived probably about an hour ago. So I've not actually started to play with them other than one thing. And I'll share that in a minute. But for those of you who are not familiar, as a demonstrator, I'm able to pre-order items that won't be available to the general public. It's usually sort of 3 weeks in advance. And it's not always everything. So this time around, there's some new online exclusives going live on the 7th of November. And there were 2 sets that were available to us last week. There's another, some glimmer paper now available too, but that didn't go live in time for me to be included in my pre-order. So these were the 2 pre-orders available. So the Garden Meadows Suite and also this rather sweet Fluffiest Friends Bundle. So this is what's arrived, and I'm going to share that with you this afternoon and make a card with some of it. I'm not quite sure yet. This is going to be very much a suck it and see. Let's see how things go. I've also got someone coming to pick up a box of bits soon, and I'm really hoping that I did say not between 2:30 and 3:30, so fingers crossed they're not going to just turn up out the blue. Anyway, so that's the was available in the pre-order. You can actually get your hands on it now if you include it in your starter kit. And if you join in October, because October is Stampin' Up's 35th wedding anniversary, they have an offer on for the starter kit. And you can choose between either having 35% off the cost or including 35% more in your starter kit. So normally a starter kit you choose £130 worth for £99. And if you decide that you want to go to get the starter kit this month, you can either pay £99 and choose £176 and 25p worth of, no, £175 and 25p, or you can pay £64.35 for your £130 worth. So either way, it's a really good bargain, and it depends on whether or not you want to save your pennies or if you want to get more for your money. And I worked out that if you order the Garden Meadow and also the Fluffiest Friends, which is this one, so if you order the Garden Meadow Suite and the Fluffiest Friends Bundle, then you'll pay £99 and you still get to choose another £46.25 worth, or you can just get the 2 bundles and pay the £64.35 because in total that will come to £129.25. So it's just worth thinking about, putting it out there. If you want more information, please get in touch. I'm more than happy to talk to you about it all. But without further ado, I'm probably not really going to use the Fluffiest Friends Bundle. So there is a stamp set which has 9 rather sweet, well, it's actually got 6 rather sweet characters. So we've got a bunny, a bird, a beaver, a bear, and then we've got 2 cats as well. And then we've also got a nest for the bird, some flowers and some bees. So those are the actual stamps. Now I did stamp the beaver and I've coloured him in. So I've used my Stampin' blends. So that's my beaver that I've actually stamped, coloured. And then the dies, so those are still in the packet. So we have all sorts of bits and pieces in here. So this is the first time I've looked at it. So we have dies that will correspond with the actual animals. We've got bits of grass, we've got leaves, we've got a bee's nest and a branch, leaves, balloons, and I would have thought you can't fussy cut these ones out, but I think everything else you can. So that's the bear, that's the cat holding the balloon. There's some extra balloons, leaves, as I said. That would be the beaver. That will be. I would pick them up and put them over this, but this is at 95%, so it's not going to work. That will be the nest, and as I said, there's bits of grass. So that's what the this rather sweet beaver looks like, and he's holding a twig heart. Took me a second to work out what that is, but it's twigs that have been supposedly put together to create a little heart. So that's what he looks like. So that's that very briefly. There will be lots of samples and stuff going up over the next few weeks before this goes live. But what I really want to share with you today is the Meandering Meadows Suite. So we have a stamp set which has all sorts of images in. So we've got gates, baskets, wheelbarrows, flowers, watering can, some gardening tools, some little birds, which they're ground birds, so I think they're either partridges or they're plovers. I'm not really sure, but they're very sweet anyway. And then we have a die set to coordinate with that. And in there we have an archway which also creates a gate, so there's two there. It's one die, but it cuts two things. We have the gate. We also have some pieces that you can make bushes and grass and all sorts of bits and pieces. And then you've got your watering can and your wellies. And, oh, that's okay. I was trying to figure out what this could be for, but I think it's for this. So you've got that one, they've got that one for that one. You've got your wellies, and you've got your watering can. So you got your basket. That's the birds. So you can make a really nice scene with these. You can either stamp them or, I mean, this you could, for example, just cut it out. It's really up to you. So those are the dies. See if I can actually put them back like so. And then in addition to the stamps and dies, which come as a bundle, or you can purchase them individually, as part of the suite, there is also some ribbon, and let's see if I can find a pair of scissors. There we go. So I can actually show you what the ribbon looks like. So this is called Pecan Pie Centre Stripe Ribbon, or just pecan pie ribbon. So you've just basically got some pecan pie that has been stitching that goes all down the centre of the ribbon. So that's rather sweet. The proof is always in whether or not you can tie a decent bow with it. I think you can because it's very soft. But of course you don't always want to be using it as a bow, so yep. Okay, it's passed my bow test. So there's that. There is these rather sweet, and they're called Adhesive-Backed Dragonflies and Birds. So this is, as I said, everything's still in their packets at the moment. Let's see if I can get these out without knocking half of them off. So we've got swallows. I think those are swallows as well, judging from the tails. And then we've got dragonflies. So we've got two different sorts of swallows, and then we've also got some dragonflies. And I really like these because it means you can add some interest by way of these embellishments without actually making your card thicker, which for us here in the UK is really important because good old post office here has increased the postage yet again. So anything you can save by not making a thick card is great, because it just means it will go as a standard card rather than a large letter or anything like that. So I really like these, and I think I'm going to be using these quite a bit. So that's those. And then last but not least is the 6x6 paper. So it's the usual 48 sheets. I think there should be 48 sheets. And there should be 12 designs, so let's see. And they all are sort of along the lines of meadows and gardens. So we have this one. I'll go back and show you the backs in a minute. That one, and I think that could be done as a lake. That's more of a, just a gap between the trees, I think, but that could be a lake. This could be a walkway and a lake or a river. It's really a case of just using your own imagination, and these are absolutely gorgeous. I really like these paper. You can make some really nice scenes out of these, and you can also make some very simple cards really by just cutting it up to make a card front and just putting an actual sentiment on it. You know, it doesn't really need that much more. So we've got some big daisies, trees, things. We've got some very yellow. I don't think this is water. This is just blue flowers and some yellow flowers. And that one. And then this one's got a walkway going through the meadow. That one. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's right. 10, 11, 12. I think this is my favourite so far. I really like this one. Having just, you know, only opened the packet about 20 minutes ago. So those are the fronts of them, and then the backs. You've got all sorts. You've got some muted colours, you've got some bright colours. So you've got clouds. You could use that as water. It's a bit dark, but hey, the other side's very pretty. Got yellows. Oh, very green. Some more green, and then some like a wood effect. And as I've mentioned before, the one thing I like about the Stampin' Up paper is that they, when on the back sheet, they always tell you what colours coordinate with these. So there's a lot in here. So we've got balmy blue, basic black, blueberry bushel, cherry cobbler, crushed curry, pumpkin pie, shaded spruce, to name a few. And I've only just read out the first line and the bottom line of that, rather than sitting here boring you to tears and actually telling you every single colour. So that's the paper. So that is the suite. And the question is, what am I going to do with it? Now, I think I said that that was the one that was my favourite. So, but I don't know if I'm actually going to use that. I got some cardstock out that I thought would go with some of these. Let's see. This is quite nice. Let's go with this one. So let's figure out what we're going to do with this. So I think we've got some, we've got crushed curry, and we've got, what were the other colours? Let's put this back here so I can remember. So we've got crushed curry, we've got some granny apple green, and some heather, pecan pie, some blueberry bushel, and some night of navy. So I'm going to use a night of navy card base, I think. I think that would look quite nice against that. I could put the yellow on it as well, which is the crushed curry. do we think? Or we could even go the other way. Yeah, I think I like that. Right, okay. So I'm going to need to cut a card base. And we're just going to cut a standard A4 sheet in half on the long side. So that means I'm going to cut it at 14.9, all right, 14.85, like so, and then turn it and score it at 10.5. So this is a standard C6 card. And then I'm going to cut a panel. Now, do I really want? Yes, I do want Night of Navy. And I want to cut that so it's slightly smaller, so it needs, I'm just going to cut this in half, and then I know that I've always got a whole piece to make a card. So then I cut a panel which is 0.5 centimetre smaller, so it's 10 centimetres wide by 14.4. So that should just give us a nice layer to go on that, like so. And then need to cut the paper. Now I really want to keep this sort of gap here. I mean, I could just, oh, you know what, you could just put it there, or you could put it there. And I'm going to need to take it 0.5 centimetre narrower again, so that means it's going to be 9.5. So if I put the paper there, I know my 9.5 is going to be there. Or I can do 9.5, in which case it will be like that. But no, I think I will go, that's my 9.5. About there, like that. I'm not so worried that it has to be exact. This bit has to be exactly in the middle. And then I don't want to take the height off here, I want to take it off the bottom. So that needs to be 13.9. So that is going to be my card. Now the other thing that I'm going to do, actually, and I'm going to use a piece of this for the inside, for which I need a piece of white. I actually got some white already cut. I found all these in my stash the other day. I thought, oh, I must make use of those. So it saves me having to cut anything up, just to sort of make sure that's 10, yeah. So this one just needs to be like 1.5 centimetres. To go on the inside. Oops. So that'll go on there like that. That'll go on the inside of the card. Now I'm going to do, I don't know if it's going to be too wide or too narrow, so I have already got it on here. Let's see, so that's, I was going to put the fence, but I don't think that's really going to go on that. The aspect's not right. So the question is, what do I do instead? I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the dies out. I'm going to do some grass. So that would be some grass going across. So that would go that way. And I think I'm going to use, I need to find the rest of my cardstock now. Had it all set to go. Oh, here it is. Let's see. might be a bit too bright. It's a bit day glow as well. Is that going to be okay? It's going to go with the trees. Okay, right, we're going to go with that and see what happens. Could be interesting. I only want 1/4 of a panel of the cardstock. So let's do that. And actually it only needs to be 9.5 centimetres wide. So let's just actually go with the right width. Then I haven't got to cut it down later. So let's see how will that go. Gonna have to do it in 2 bits, I think. Right, I've got my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine next to me. So I'm not going to put it on the table because I've got the big one and it's just going to make everything rock something awful. So I'm just going to quickly run that through and then we'll find out how much this actually works. Because it might not. In which case, I'll be back to square one. Right. So that's going to be, and then I need to cut it again. It's just working out which bit to cut. And it doesn't have a repeat on it. Or does it? Just try it like that and see what happens. Please bear with me. I guess I should have done one earlier, but as I said, having only just got this out of the box, having arrived late this morning, it's really not been able to do that. Oh, that's okay. So here we go. So we can put that piece there. We can do a different shape. Let's see. Yeah, that's more of a bush type thing. What does this do? That might work. So I'm going to turn the paper, the cardstock around, and I'm just going to cut it on the other end. There's the other plate. This is what I normally say to people who come into class, you know, feel free to talk amongst yourselves. I don't think that will work here though. So I want to just going to cut that. Because the nice thing about layering these pieces is that you don't actually, because I'm only filling in a gap. I don't need to have it so that it goes all the way across. So the fact that this piece finishes here is fine. So let's just glue these on. I am going to make sure that it goes right up to the edges on this. We could pop this one up on dimensionals, in which case I'm just going to glue this on here first. Oops. Well, actually it doesn't really matter at the moment because it's not actually stuck to the card front. It would be a bit of a disaster if I stuck that upside down to the card front, but hey. Bone folder. Don't know where that is. Okay, just use my block. Blocks are good for all sorts of things. So a bit of glue around there. Put that on there. Now that's going to get popped up. And I could put a sentiment directly on here. Let's see if one will actually fit. And then I don't have to worry about doing a sentiment and then having to cut it out. And because these are photopolymer stamps, you can actually see whether or not they would fit. So that thank you, not quite. Happy birthday would be fine, but I don't really want to put it all the way down there, so the hello would be good. So I'm going to use that. Now this is photopolymer. Sometimes they have a bit of a residue on them from the manufacturing, so I'm just going to quickly give it a, make sure it's clean, and hope that when I then come to stamp, it will be good to go. And being photopolymer, I need something with a little bit of give underneath. I've got some nice navy ink. There we go. So this is going to go on here. So put some dimensionals on that. I should use that one. Don't normally go quite as mad as this, but hey, I think I need another one. But actually, I'm going to put an edge, so I'm just going to chop that off with this, just to make sure this is not going to go anywhere. Put that one on there, like so, and another bit. Down the other side. Where I want it. Yep. It probably needs a bird or something. So let's get those. Hidden them. Ooh. Everything's looking very pixelated at the moment. I don't know what's going on with this, whether it's Facebook or whether it's my actual internet. I really don't think it's my internet though, because it's been fine since it got fixed. How is it I can put something down and then that's it? It's gone AWOL completely. Ah, there think a couple of little birdies. Let's see how the take your pick tool works with these. Theory, you should just be able to slide it off. Yep. Come on, you. That's it. I've got the 3 birdies. Just to catch that one. So that's my, actually no, it's not my finished card because I still need to do the inside. So I shall do that very quickly. And glue this piece on, and then I'm going to put it onto the cardstock and then into the card. And before I do that, I will trim it. That's that. So there's free shipping at the moment. So all orders £60 or more receive free shipping, and that's on until the end of the month. Talked about starter kit earlier, so you could include these pre-order items into your starter kit, and starter kits actually have free shipping anyway, so just so you know that. Okay, so that is my first card that I have made using the Meandering Meadows Suite. So I've used the Meandering Meadows 6x6 paper. I've used the very sweet Adhesive-Backed Dragonflies and birds being swallows. And I've also used the Garden Meadow Bundle. So I've used the dies to create some grass and things, and then I've used one of the sentiments from the stamp set. So that is it. That's my first card using that suite. There's many more to come, so hopefully you will check in every so often, see what I've been up to, and I will see you next week, or you will see me next week for a virtual card and a cuppa. Take care. Bye.